But that's okay. I'm going to end it if Theendu doesn't come up. It's time for me to rock and roll. We got wrestling going on this morning. Google Tommy Stigs. No. Here, now, live? No. Google Tommy Stigs. These guys are hysterical. Google Tommy Stigs. Theendu, my man. Look at that beautiful avatar. Hold on a minute, you. Give me a second. Give me a second here. Because I got to change it. We're done with that now. We're done with that.
Wow.
Wait.
Did
Hold
I
on.
come on this
Hold on
show?
a second.
Go ahead.
I like the way that looks. I'm crazy. Do you see that?
Oh, yeah, take a picture. Go ahead.
I just love the way that looks when we're on screen together.
It's nice and bright. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks great. All our colors, everything going together, nice and nice. Hold on. I'm going to do one more thing, ladies and gentlemen, because I love this. There you go. Look at that. Come on. It gets no better than that right there. Done. Beautiful. You got the aces in the background. You got my name on the bottom, and you got the two paisans up on the screen. What's going on?
You got
Cougine?
the devil up there. Perfect. Now you just need a couple drinks, Okay.
What's going on, buddy?
I'm at my mother. I had enough time. I left your show. I went to my mother's. You're just going and going. I couldn't keep up with one fucking word you said. Are you kidding me?
It's your fault. It's your fault, you.
I'm done. You know what? Let's get.
It's all about you.
It's all about us. Yeah. Okay.
It's you, and then Salvatore drops it off on my stoop. It's all you guys doing this to me. I think it's a little bit of a conspiracy to get me crazy. What's going on here?
Oh, pretty. Did I drop the wrong link?
Oh,
I'm
boy.
sorry if I dropped the wrong. Whose link did I drop them? Oh, you know what? You know what, Stigs? You can make me drop the wrong link, Stigs. Okay? Okay. First of all, I want to hit on one thing. You got 35, 40 people in there, probably tearing wallpaper off their walls, gritting their teeth, biting their nails. Now, is that good? I don't know. But I want to say one thing. Don't you ever think your employer, the people you work for, I don't care if they're family, I don't care if they're friends. Theendu says one thing. Fuck all contractors and employers. After 39 years, you're not going to tell me there's a human being called a contractor, an employer that cares about you?
Nope.
Listen, you could sell this Kool-Aid. People could sell Kool-Aid. I get it. Yeah. Don't ever think your employer cares about you, likes you.
Nope.
Okay? They're all this. They are the picture of my avatar, contractors and employers. Get that in your head.
It's true.
Okay?
That's a good.
Because you said,
yes,
you could talk about people taking things and this and that, Stigs. There's always another side to a story. It's always a double-edged sword. Beautiful. A lot of your people in that chat room were 100% correct, like Toro, Giglio, us guys, us laborers, and this is one of the rackets I'm talking about. I've seen guys for 25, 30, 40 years work for a contractor. As soon as they get fucking hurt, they are dog shit. They are the worst shit in the world. You could have made that guy billions. Okay, boy, did you hit on a bad subject today.
No, but it's real.
They will sweep you. Yeah. They will sweep you under the rug like you're shit on their shoe. You're not even a human. Okay.
They get what they get out of you, and they throw you in the trash. But we have to know that going in. So you have to try to tell people or the youngins, this is what it's going to be like. That doesn't mean don't give it 100%, but just know you're not that important. Just like a wise guy, you're only as good as your next dollar. That's it.
That's right. And just like a wise guy, if you ain't got nothing behind you,
done. You're out.
Protection, representation. Let me use the big word here. Union. You're nothing. Nothing in this life now. Nothing.
Yes. Todd Father's going through it right now. Yes, and that's a good point.
Yep.
People need to understand this. That's why. That's why they need to learn, and we need to tell the young ones this is what goes on in the workplace, in the workforce. You're there for a 40 and a paycheck. You got to go. If you can't perform what they need you to perform in that 40, you're out. Don't take it personal. That's just the way it is. And
Right.
you know, you might get some thing that we have some great employers out there. There may be one or two contractors that really care. Maybe I'm talking about in the country that care for you personally. Maybe one, but overall, we are there to perform a service. They're there to give us a paycheck for that service. We can't take it personal when we are pushed to the side when we can't perform the service that they need. They're there to make money. What are we going to do? What are we going to do?
Well, it's great because this is great for our age, for our
Yeah,
people in here.
especially
And I'm
people in
gonna
our area.
one story, one example. Last year, and there's some videos. Theendu loves mason tending. I loved it my whole life. And like you said, we're built like iron and steel. That's what keeps us old people going in our mind. Without that, we have nothing. Okay. If we
It's
don't
true.
think of what we want to be when we wake up, if I want to think I'm a bum and useless, I might as well just stay on the couch,
That's it.
stay there.
Yes.
Okay. On a job one time, I'm working for a contractor I worked for 35 years through my career. So one day, they called me up to go to work for this contractor. And I was like, ooh, you know what, guys? Theendu's old now, but I'll take it because it's my best friend in the world's company.
Uh-huh.
And about 4 months before that, he passed away. 5 months before that, one of my best friends, the contractor owner, passed away. And now his brother's running it, who I'm
Okay.
real close with. But anyways,
All right.
and he's more of a bricklayer than a laborer, where his brother
Yeah.
was labor oriented to the core. So,
Yeah.
okay, it was 2 o'clock that day. I was with 4 bricklayers, 2, 3 laborers, 5 bricklayers. I don't know what it was. So we were working. About 2 o'clock, Theendu stepped back. I had 2 bricklayers. One bricklayer I was working. I had them set up perfect. And I grabbed my water, took my hard hat off. I was shot, Stigs. I was drinking my water. My foreman, brick foreman, from 20 years, Mikey. I love Mikey. He come up to me, he goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "Nothing, Goomba. What are you doing?" I said, "I'm exhausted. I'm tired." He looked at me. He goes, "Yo, Z, you know, he really don't like anybody standing around watching while they're taking a breakers." I went just like this. I grabbed him by his shirt. I said, "Mike, I'm in no mood right now. And I'm going to tell you this. Yo, Z, I'm just kidding." No, you're not fucking just kidding with me. Okay? This is the way you roll.
Oh
You're
boy.
just like them. You've always been just like them. I loved you for who you were when you were a bricklayer and a regular worker. But now that you're pushing a little steam here, fuck you.
Damn.
That job ended that day. You know what, Stiggs? The foreman came up to me and goes, "Yo, Z, they want to ship you over to River Road with the crew, right?" You know what I did, Stiggs, at 3:30 that day? I grabbed my phone. I called the union hall, and I immediately told them, "Listen, I finished this job for you. Now you fucking find someone for their next job." They go, "What? Next job?" They called me back in 10 minutes. I hung up on them. Z, Theendu, thank you. We replaced you on this next job. Thanks for finishing that job. We get it. We get it. But thanks for calling us.
Uh-huh.
Call the superintendent for the company, Keith. Keith, thank you, but I'm not going to River Road. "Oh, Theendu, what's the matter?" "I can't do this no more. And the way you guys are running and the Kool-Aid you're serving, that's not me. Never been me." "What happened?" "Someone say something." "Keith, say it." On
That's interesting.
Z, thank you so much. And I needed hours, and I needed to, it was last year and a half ago. But I will not sell my soul for nobody at this age and this time in my life.
No.
So, and the bottom line, I looked at them all at the end of the day, Stigs, and I went just like this. Guess what, guys? Z died with Gary. Z died
Yeah.
4 months ago with Gary. That's all I had.
Yes.
If Gary was alive, I would have probably laughed. And I probably would have said, ha ha, Mike, yeah, go, yeah, I'm good, man. I would have fluffed it all off. But knowing Gary died, I died with Gary, and I knew it. I
Let me
knew
ask
it.
you a question.
That
Was
was my man.
it's interesting. And then you came out of that,
Okay.
and you went you came out with a whole different mindset after that. You had to breathe a little bit, let it work through, and then you came out with a different mindset. Did anything before that, through the whole career, turn you off as far as you being disposable, or it was always really good? Because typically it's good. It's a long run. It's a good run when you're with the guys in the union and all of that. So
Listen,
was that the first time you got that we're just here for a minute type of feeling from anybody?
no, absolutely not. Stig's my whole
Oh,
career. I've been by deathbeds. Guys that retired, they're dead 6 months later, a year later. Stigs, I've been near guys that got in accidents, that got crushed on jobs, and I've seen the way they've got treated. I've seen what happened to them the last 20, 30 years from that incident. No, this is nothing new to Theendu and the guys out there. We know this. Just like you said, you better know this before you get going. Where nowadays they don't teach this kind of stuff.
no, they don't.
There's nobody going to relax, sit down to a walk and explain this stuff to these young kids, these people coming up now. That's all they want is that mighty dollar. They're looking just like we were to get ahead, to pay their
So
bills. They'll
wait a
do
minute. Now,
anything.
with a situation like that did happen, you knew all along, obviously, as we're saying, and I'm saying, and you're saying, we're experienced individuals, So the through the year part of them not of this happening.
Right.
Okay, you understand it's happening from a corporate guy, a contractor you don't know personally, an employer you don't even know. It's the problem comes in when it's somebody that you've been around for a long time, and then they change their script. That's where
Yeah.
that's where it bothers you more. Because yeah, as we're talking, this typically is business, unfortunately. But when it's a stranger or somebody that's just a boss, so to speak, we don't take it so personal. But when it's somebody you've been connected to for 30 years that flips the script, that's where it
Yeah.
bothers you.
And
And
Stiggs,
it should
and
bother you.
this is a perfect learning experience for everybody. Not once. That was my bricklaying outfit. I was
Yeah.
with the carpentry outfit for
Uh-huh.
the same amount of time, 35 years. I was with the carpentry outfit. And guess what, Stiggs? As soon as my main man retired,
Uh-huh.
who owned the company, same shit happened, Stiggs. So
Yeah.
it's a pattern, Stiggs. It's not, oh, it'll happen to any one of us. Okay? And if you live long enough and you have a career, listen to what Theendu's saying, because this is the Kool-Aid you should be drinking. Be
I
careful,
know.
people. It
It's
happened
real.
to my brother too. My
It's
poor
real.
brother. Yep.
It's real.
We took a bullet.
Here,
Was it
yeah.
appreciated? Nah.
Here's
So
the here's the good thing about it. Well, see, here's the problem with our age group, Theendu. We are a mixed generation because
yeah.
we started our careers, whatever it might be, in a field that everybody seemed to be loyal. We're talking about the 80s here. I guess we started in the 80s or whatever, something like that, right?
Right.
We started in our 80s, 1980s. This is where we are. We're passing double nickels. This is where we're at. So, but we started at a time in the workforce when you still had that 30-year job in and out with a crew.
Yes.
You go in, you go out. Now, we, unfortunately, or fortunately, this can go two different ways. Unfortunately, because we saw the change in everything for the worse. But
Right.
if we stick it out, we're on our way out. So now the next group of guys, girls, whatever, whoever's laying brick or doing whoever's working in the workforce, they're coming in knowing this. And
Right.
we are doing this show talking to actually nobody except ourselves. But we're saying this out of experience. So they do the new guns, the youngins, they do have the upper hand because they're coming into this disaster of
Yep.
environment. So they're
Right.
going to learn bad from the beginning. They're not going to know different. They're going to go through their careers knowing full well what we're talking about right now is front and center for the rest of their
Yep.
career. Then they
Yep.
could build accordingly. So we are kind of fortunate and unfortunate at the same time to be going through this in our careers.
And one other fast one, Sticks. No matter what you do, guys, people say, and I'm talking basically out of a union worker aspect of it too. Like about 10, 15 years ago, Theendu, I asked my carpentry outfit. I got him to the side one day. I says, Goomba, I want to become a foreman. His foremans were retiring. Everybody was getting old. I seen a spot, Stiggy. I said, "Oh my God, I could become a foreman for these guys." What I always wanted to do. I've been labor steward forever. I know him in and out. So I caught him to the side. I said, "Hap," I says, "Dindu wants to become a foreman now for you. This and that, and this. I can't. I never wanted to do. I want to do it now. I feel good. I could do it." You know what? He started laughing at me, Sticks. What started this Irishman? He held back no punches. He started laughing at me. Says, "What's so funny?" Yeah, now I'm saying to my reassessing to my bum. What did I say the wrong thing to this guy? He looks at me. He goes, "You're out of your mind." What? He goes, "You're one of my laborers that work year round, are with me all the time." He goes, "I would never make a move like that." He goes, "Do you know the money I make on you being a steward?" Now I'm wait. Now I'm looking at him like, what are you talking about? Being a steward. You hate stewards. You hate this. I want to be a company man, a foreman, and you're laughing at me. He goes, "Theendu, when you're on the job, my labor force is the strongest it is. My carpenters fear you. They won't touch your work. They won't go out of their way to do something. That's all they're doing is building. Anytime they go out of their way, you're yelling at them. There's a problem. There's this. There's that." He goes, "When you're on the job, board is coming in the building by the laborers. Clean up. You're doing it all. I don't." He goes, "At the end of the day, don't worry about me, Theendu. Let me do. I own the company. You just come into work and have fun." Sticks, I was astonished. I said to myself, no wonder why I never got anywhere in my life. The first time I opened my mouth and wanted to do, he put me right where I belonged, right back to the get-go.
But it's a compliment.
I know, Stig. But you want to prove to yourself sometimes that you could run a crew, that you could run, man. That you could do more for the company, and that's what I got.
It's hard.
He goes, "You're already doing enough."
Like that. It's hard to take something like that because it's a compliment, but you want to advance. But now you feel good that you've been performing for them. But guess what? You never heard, and you're not supposed to. You're not going to get appreciation, a pat on the back from them until you have a conversation like this. And that's okay. We don't look for it. You did that job every day, but that's what you were supposed to show up and do. You did the job. You went over and above. Your work ethic is second to none. You did it. You did it. They didn't recognize it. You know when they recognized it? When you got your paycheck. That's it. But that's okay. That's okay. It's not a problem. You didn't know how good you were until you had to be told how good you were. And that's years later. You're just doing it every day, what you know.
Right. He told me at the end of the conversation, he goes, "Theendu, you'll never find a place where you could go every day, swear, beat people up and fight. You ain't getting a job there anywhere but here." And I went home that day. I said, he's absolutely right. He hit the nail right on the head, this guy. Okay, Stigs.
I like it.
So, that's just, if that helped anybody, guys and gals, do what you got to do. Right,
I'm actually going to make a edit about this, our conversation. Labor Talk with Stigs and Theendu, and I'm going to post it.
Good.
That's gonna be good.
Oh, good. If it helps anybody, God bless you.
Great conversation. Love it.
Yeah, but sometimes you wake up every morning, you don't think you're doing anything, but you're doing everything right. And you just don't even realize it. You don't even think about it that way. It's just weird the way other people think and the way, the machine is rolling, that you have no clue how it's rolling, so.
Yeah. Good. Nice.
All right, cool.
All right, my man. That was great conversation. I appreciate you coming up, and I will talk to you throughout the day. I'll touch base in a little.
We'll hit on my show about it a little bit today.
Beautiful.
Stop by.
Beautiful. And that's
All
what
right,
I like.
cool.
That's what I like, that you can take a topic you heard this morning and run with it. We have to do that. It's very important.
I told you that. I told you and Edwin that if we don't talk about each other's shows and we don't recap on them, no one else is going to hear about them. If we don't do it,
Here's the thing. You're adding to the topic. You're putting your spin on it.
Yes.
The guy on the screen is doing the show. You can't go for 4 or 5 hours. So you go into the next show and say, look, I want to touch on something that I heard on Edwin's show, or a story Danny Stories talked about, or whoever it is. TT mentioned this last night on the show. I want to build on that. Now you're helping TT. You're helping Danny Stories. You're helping Edwin. And it comes together. You're enhancing the conversation from your own point of view. You're extending the conversation. When you're in a community, you can do things like that. You're picking up where you left off.
Right, and there's nothing crazy about, because that's the shows you go to.
Exactly. So there we go.
This is the only shows we're in. We don't go nowhere else. So.
All right, buddy.
Right. All right, go ahead, Gordon. Great show. I'll talk to you later.
Yep.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Yep. Okay, that was my man. Theendu came up for a little bit. Incredible. Added his little labor talk there. I'm going to actually make that as a show. So for you guys, Tommy, Stigs, and Theendu Labor Talk is ending right now. We appreciate you watching this video. Hit subscribe. If you like the vibe, go over to Theendu's channel.